All right, hey everyone. So are you ready to dive into AI and music? Because I am. I've been looking over all the stuff you've sent in, and wow, just wow.
It's pretty amazing stuff.
Yeah, it is. There's just so much to unpack about how AI could, well, I guess disrupt is the word, disrupt the music world.
Yeah, change it for sure.
But to understand that, we need to look back too. I mean, music has always been about pushing boundaries, right?
Absolutely. And your sources really highlight that. I mean,
Yeah.
you've got Mozart in there.
Mozart, yeah, he was a real rebel, wasn't he?
Well, he was definitely pushing the envelope for his time. Those elaborate compositions, his
Yeah.
lifestyle.
The powdered wigs, the whole bit.
Well, that was the fashion. But musically, yeah, he was doing things no one had really done before. And some people just couldn't handle it.
Too many notes, maybe.
Maybe. But look at him now. He's like the foundation of classical music as we know it.
And then you've got Elvis, the king.
Oh, yeah. Talk about shaking things up.
The way he moved, that music, parents were freaking out.
Right. It was seen as dangerous, rebellious.
But for the teenagers, it was freedom.
Exactly. It was a new sound, a new energy, and it changed everything.
And then, woo, Jerry Lee Lewis. Talk about a wild man.
Yeah, he brought this raw energy to the stage, this spectacle.
Setting pianos on fire. I mean, come on. That's iconic.
It was. It pushed the boundaries of what a live performance could be.
And then taking it in a whole other direction, Jean-Michel Jarre, synthesizers, lasers, the whole shebang.
He was creating these otherworldly soundscapes.
I bet some people were like, what is this noise?
Oh, for sure. Some critics dismissed it as just that noise.
But look at electronic music now. It's everywhere.
Exactly. Jarre was a pioneer.
And then we got, let me see, Neue Deutsche Welle, Nina Falco.
Right.
That was a jerk.
Quirky lyrics, catchy melodies. It was a whole cultural moment.
Totally. And hip-hop. Let's not forget hip-hop.
From the streets to the mainstream.
Powerful, raw, and again, some people just didn't get it.
It challenged the norms, challenged the very definition of music, some might say.
And now, here we are talking about AI.
Right. It's like this pattern repeats itself throughout history.
Something new comes along and people resist it.
And then it becomes the next big thing.
So is AI going to be like that? Is it the next turning point in music?
It's the question everyone's asking. I mean, we've got AI now that can compose, arrange, even produce whole tracks.
Right, like that AI-lig thing. You
Yeah.
sent some info on that. Crazy stuff.
It's pretty incredible technology.
But, I've heard people say AI can't create real music. It doesn't have the soul.
Yeah, that's a common critique.
But did they say that about, like, every innovation we just talked about?
They did, every single one.
So maybe, just maybe, AI is more than just a fad. Maybe it's...
the next chapter.
Exactly, the next chapter in the story of music. And who knows what that chapter is going to sound like.
When you think about it, it's not about AI replacing musicians. It's more like AI giving them new tools.
Right, like those AI mastering tools, right?
Yeah.
That seems to be a big thing now.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
And for good reason. I mean, mastering's always been this kind of essential step.
Oh, yeah. Back when I was first trying to make music, mastering was like magic.
It was. And it could be expensive. You needed the right gear, the right ears.
Definitely not something I could afford back then.
But now, with these AI tools,
Mm-hmm.
it's like having a pro mastering engineer in your computer.
So even small independent artists can have their music sound
Polished.
professional.
Exactly. Leveling the playing field a bit.
That's the thing with AI. It can democratize things.
And it's not just mastering, right? I mean, there's AI for, songwriting now.
Oh, yeah. You can get AI to help you with melodies, chords, even lyrics.
Lyrics, I don't know about that. Lyrics are so personal. Can an algorithm really...
And capture that human element.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Well, think of it this way. It's not about replacing the songwriter. It's more like a dot partner.
A songwriting buddy.
Exactly. Like, say you're stuck on a verse. You can feed what you've got into the AI, and it might suggest some different direction.
Oh, like a brainstorming session. That's kind of cool. Right. And some of these tools are pretty advanced. They can analyze the feeling of your lyrics, even suggest words that fit the mood.
Okay, now that's impressive.
It's pretty wild what they can do. And then there's the flip side, too. Some AI can analyze your existing songs.
Really?
Yeah, so it can find the patterns in your music, your go-to chords, your lyrical themes, things you might not even realize you're doing.
Wow. So it's like holding up a mirror to your own music.
That's a great way to put it,
And that could actually be really helpful, I bet.
especially for songwriters. To see those patterns, those habits,
Yeah.
it can help you grow.
It's like a music therapist. Okay, so we've got AI writing songs, mastering them. What else? What about, like, New sounds.
Oh yeah, there's some amazing stuff happening there. I mean, AI can take sounds from the real world.
Like what, birds chirping, traffic.
Exactly.
Hmm.
And it can turn those sounds into musical instruments, textures,
So instead of just pianos and guitars, you could
a
have,
whole symphony of city noises.
or an orchestra of birdsong. That's pretty wild.
It is. And then there's the whole thing with robotic instruments.
Okay, that's getting a bit sci-fi, isn't it?
Maybe, but it's happening. I mean, imagine an orchestra where every instrument is played by a robot.
A robot orchestra. Okay, now that's a concert I'd want to see.
It would be something else. And AI would be conducting, of course.
Wow. So we've talked about how AI is changing music creation, but what about listening?
Oh, yeah, that's huge too. I mean, think about streaming services.
Like Spotify, Apple Music.
Right. They're using AI all the time now to personalize your recommendations, make those playlists.
It's like having a DJ in your pocket.
Yeah, a DJ who knows every song ever recorded.
It's crazy how well Spotify knows my taste.
Those algorithms are constantly learning.
Yeah.
And it's getting even more advanced. Like some services can now create soundtracks that change based on your mood.
No way.
Yeah. Or your activity.
Yeah.
Like if you're working out, it'll play upbeat stuff. Then when you're relaxing, it'll chill out too.
That's wild. It's like the music that reacts to you.
Exactly. And then there's the whole interactive music thing,
Yeah.
where the listener can actually change the music as it plays.
Whoa. How does that even work?
There are different ways. Sometimes it's like you choose different paths for the music to take.
So it's not just listening anymore. It's like playing the music, kind of.
Exactly. It blurs the line between the audience and the performer.
Okay, so we've got AI composing, producing, mastering, personalizing, even interacting with the music. That's a lot.
It is, and we're really just scratching the surface. It's a whole new world of possibilities.
It sounds amazing, honestly. But are there downsides? I mean, this is all happening so fast.
Well, yeah, there are definitely some things to think about, like the ethics of it all. Who owns the copyright to a song if an AI wrote it?
That's a good question. And what about authenticity? If AI gets so good at making music, will we even be able to tell the difference?
Those are the big questions everyone's asking, and there aren't easy answers.
So where do we go from here? How do we make sure AI is used for good in the music world?
Well, that's what we need to talk about, isn't it? The future of music in the age of AI.
Let's do it. So we've talked about what AI is doing to music now, but what about the future? I mean, what's next? Robot rock bands on every corner.
Uh-huh. Well, maybe not that exactly, but yeah, the future of music with AI, it's exciting to think about.
It is, and kind of mind-blowing. So, like, paint me a picture. What could this future actually look like?
Well, imagine this. You're listening to music that's been created just for you.
Just for me, like a personalized radio station.
Even more than that.
Yeah.
Music that adapts to your mood, what you're doing,
Yeah.
even how you're feeling physically.
Whoa, so if I'm, like, working out,
It'll give you high-energy tracks, keep you pumped,
and then if I'm, I don't know, meditating.
something calm and peaceful.
That's incredible. But isn't there a danger there? Like, if I only hear music that fits my mood, am I going to miss out on other stuff?
That's a good point.
Hmm.
And that's where AI can actually help.
Help.
Think of it like this. AI could be used to expand your musical taste.
Oh, so instead of just giving me more of what I already like.
It could introduce you to new genres, new artists, stuff you wouldn't normally listen to.
That would be pretty cool, actually. Like a musical adventure guide.
Exactly, taking you on a journey through all these different sounds.
Okay, I like that. So personalized music, but also broadening our horizons. What else?
Well, one of your sources talked about AI creating entirely new genres of music.
Whoa, new genres. Like what?
That's the thing, we don't know yet. It could be music that blends all these different styles together.
Mm-hmm.
Classical with hip-hop, jazz with electronic.
A musical melting pot.
Exactly. And because AI isn't bound by the same rules as human composers,
It could come up with sounds and structures that we can't even imagine.
right, it could completely change what we think of as music.
Okay, that's pretty mind-blowing. And what about live music? Would we still go to concerts in this AI future?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But those concerts could be very different.
Different how?
More interactive,
Hmm.
more immersive. Imagine a concert where the music changes based on how the audience is reacting.
Whoa, really? Like if we all start dancing, the music gets faster.
Yeah, something like that. Or the lights change, the visuals.
Yeah.
It could all be connected.
That would be an experience. So it's not just the musicians on stage anymore.
Right, the line between performer and audience gets blurred.
Yeah.
Everyone's part of creating the music.
That's pretty cool. But I have to ask, what about the musicians? I mean, if AI can do all this stuff, are human musicians going to be out of a job?
That's the big fear, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I honestly don't think so.
Why not?
Because AI is a tool. It's like when photography went digital, it didn't replace photographers.
Right. It just gave them new ways to create.
Exactly. And I think it'll be the same with music. AI will give musicians new ways to express themselves, new sounds to play with, new ways to collaborate.
It could actually help them be more creative.
I think so. And let's be honest, there's something about human creativity, human emotion, that AI just can't replicate.
Yeah, that feeling you get when you see your favorite band live, the energy of the crowd, that connection, that's not going anywhere.
Exactly. AI can enhance those things, but it can't replace them.
Okay, so AI as a partner, not a replacement. I like that. But there are some things to be careful about, right? Ethical stuff.
Absolutely. We need to make sure AI is used responsibly in music.
Like, who owns the rights to a song if an AI wrote it?
That's a big one.
Yeah.
And then there's the issue of bias. We need to make sure the AI tools aren't just reflecting the biases of the people who created them.
So it's not just about the technology itself, it's about how we use it.
Exactly. It's a powerful tool, but we need to be thoughtful, you know?
We need to use it to make the music world better, not worse.
That's the goal, isn't it?
It is. So, wow, this has been quite a deep dive. AI, music, it's all pretty mind-blowing.
It is. And it's just the beginning.
Right. Who knows what the next 10, 20 years will bring.
It's going to be an exciting ride, that's for sure.
It is. And hey, listeners, we want to hear from you. What do you think about AI and music? Head over to our website, leave a comment. Let's keep this conversation going.
It's a conversation we all need to be part of.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us on the deep dive. Until next time, keep those musical sparks flying.